Hello everybody and welcome to Know Your Rights. I'm going to jump right in with going over what we're going to cover today and kind of introduce you to how the format of this class is going to work. I am going to, with each lesson, produce a YouTube video and write notes in an Obsidian notebook that's going to be posted to the internet so you all can access what I'm using to actually generate my presentations, what I'm working on. We're going to turn in all of our work through Canvas, but this link will be here for you all to see and understand where I'm working. To start off, every class we're going to start with a class information. This is going to be written pretty much so you have time to work through it on your own pace. That said, I'm going to have some due dates and requirements to keep us on track. So when I release a class, you don't have to watch it as soon as it comes out, but I do expect you to watch it within a day or two so you can work around your schedule. The class information section is going to have a brief introduction to the course. In this case, this is the first class of the semester. As such, there's no preparation required, but there will be homework. It'll have the prep work listed, which is none, and the homework listed, which is to write a post on the forum introducing yourself and write a post on the forum describing what rights you think that people misunderstand and what the source of that misunderstanding is. And finally, for my own purposes, but maybe it helps you too, I outline learning objectives. In this case, upon successful completion of this lesson, students should be able to discuss the purpose of this class and the required work for the semester. This lesson in particular, and whenever it's helpful to you all, I'm going to kind of lay out the order I would complete things in. It's going to make it a lot easier for you to do the work I ask of you if you follow the order I give you, but sometimes it's optional. Maybe you are just dying to write that introduction post, and so as soon as you saw that come across Canvas, you went and did it. Excellent, but sometimes it might be helpful if you watch this video first. For this lesson, my recommended course of study is to watch this video that I'm producing and putting on YouTube, complete the introduction forum post, and then watch the linked video kind of describing how the topic for this special topic came about, and then finally complete the forum homework assignment referenced above and later on in the session. So about the course. First, about me, I'm Andrew Sartorius. I was a practicing trial attorney in Jefferson City for several years. I have, to spend more time with my family, transitioned to teaching lawyers how to keep being good lawyers. So I'm now the interim director for continuing legal education at the Missouri Bar. I have 2 kids. And I have a condition called albinism, awesome white hair, terrible vision. Some of you have had me before in class. I recognize your names from the roster, and this will come as no surprise to you, but for those of you who haven't, this pretty much doesn't mean anything except when it comes time to turn in homework and stuff like that, please try and be legible. If I can't read it, I can't give you good points for it. And that's the big limitation here, is it may be difficult for me to see what you have written sometimes. So moving along, general expectations for this course. First, I expect that you, first I'm going to list everything you need to know on the overview tab. If you click this in the notes I posted, if you see the notes I posted, this is what it will take you to, and we'll look at that in just a second. But the overview tab is going to be, we'll look at it in a minute. The overview tab is just going to be basically the outline of everything we've done in the class, all the lesson plans, things like that. It's going to have all the links so that you can follow along. It also has the general boilerplate that exists on every single college syllabus ever, and we'll cover that in just a minute too. Second, the major aspect of this class is going to be discussion posts. I am not going to give you an exam here. I don't think exams really work well in online courses, and especially not a special topic course where my goal here is that we explore together a concept that I care very much about and I hope is interesting to all of you as well. But In the end, we're going to produce a final project, but to make sure we're all on the same page as we're moving forward, we're going to have discussion posts so we can talk through things and make sure everybody is moving forward together. Your final project's going to be pretty cool, I think. We'll talk about that in a minute. Why this topic? Lawyers often talk about the things we wish our clients knew. And in effect, no matter what the story is, typically what comes out is we wish our clients understood their rights better. Some of the examples I'm familiar with is that many times I had clients walk into my office and they'd say, yeah, I'm totally going to win this case, man. I'm like, why, you didn't do it? And they're like, oh, no, I did it. But they didn't read me my rights. They got to read me my rights. No. We'll talk about Miranda warnings later on, but the short answer is no, they don't have to read you your rights to make a criminal charge actually stick. But people don't know that. People often confess. They think that they can just explain their way out of whatever it is that they've done. Sometimes they can, but more often than not, what happens is that they've just made it a whole lot worse on themselves. Many times people consent to searches. I had a client once who just spontaneously told the cops, you found my car, why don't you just go ahead and search it? And they proceeded to find tons and tons of drugs there. And all this is just in criminal defense. All over the place, people don't understand what their rights are, and they do things counterindicated to that, or they try and argue things that really aren't constitutionally protected at all. Second thing, at the Missouri Bar, we have a civic education department, and when I was first put in to teach a special topic, the director of civic education was like, this is so cool. We are always looking for new ways to talk to people about the rights they have. And that's kind of what we're going to do with our project at the end of the semester. And then there's this. I'm not going to put this in my YouTube video to you all, or it's going to be taken down, but on the lesson plan in Obsidian, please watch this video from John Oliver talking about law and order, basically how law and order became a thing. What's really interesting about this is in the scope of this video, you're going to learn that a lot of people do what they do, even practicing law, based on what they've learned in law and order. And law and order is sometimes flawed. Sorry, but it's not always the most factually accurate thing. This is just one example of a scenario where people are getting their information from somewhere that really isn't correct, and how we go about working on making sure people understand what it is that they have protected and what they should do in a legal situation becomes tricky when this is what mainstream media is doing. So what are we going to do this semester? We're going to basically divide this course into two parts. The first is that we are going to spend time looking at some of the rights that people don't know and why they don't know them. It's not enough to examine what rights people are missing. We also need to spend some time examining the cause of that misunderstanding. Why is it that people walk into my office and think, hey, the cops didn't read me my Miranda warning, I'm off the hook? That's an important consideration when we begin to look at the second part. The second part is that we're going to explore together ways to help normal, ordinary people learn about their rights and exercise them appropriately. We're going to do this through an application, and Lincoln University is very fortunate to be part of Apple's Coding and Creativity partnership with Tennessee State University. We work with them to bring coding projects into the classroom at historically black colleges and universities. One of two faculty members on campus doing this. So my hope is that by the end of the semester, we will develop an iOS application that helps teach regular people about their rights. Don't worry about this at all. This is designed to be a more fun way of testing your knowledge and having you produce something that actually you can take forward and put on a curriculum vitae or a resume, rather than simply giving you an exam. It is not meant to be some sort of overly difficult challenge. We will do this process collaboratively over the class, so don't freak out on me, please. And also, there's no coding knowledge necessary to make this work. If we have people who like coding, by all means, you're going to be involved in the coding aspect if you choose to. If you're somebody who is sitting there saying, I can't make an application, we need lots of people to help develop content and work on what we're going to teach and how we're going to teach it. Essentially, what's going to be fun about this class is we're going to look at a problem, which is people don't know what their rights are, and together we're going to work on producing a solution. At the end of the semester, hopefully we'll get to publish this on the App Store so that this is something you can share with your friends, family, classmates, and show them the work that you've been doing in this field. Along the way, we're going to watch videos such as the one I sent you, examining different aspects where people are learning their bad civil rights habits. We are going to write discussion posts, as I talked about. That's going to make sure that I know that you're on the same page as me, and also get that interactive feedback we don't have from an in-person classroom. Please be sure you read these lessons. This is going to make it easier for you because I'm going to try and spell it out the way I'm thinking about it and put it in a checklist sort of format so you know what you need to do along the way. And finally, there is going to be some, along with the final project, there will be some other work as assigned. Maybe I'll have you read something outside of the lesson plan, or I'll have you turn in a link, or even complete a small homework assignment. I don't exactly know what that's going to be, but basically this is going to go into that discussion participation category. What's next? Okay, so we talked about the general overview of how I want you to complete this class. So after watching this YouTube video, I want you to spend some time coming up with an introduction post about you and posting it on the forum. Then you're going to watch the linked YouTube video. My transitions aren't working, so I apologize. You're going to watch the linked YouTube video after posting your introduction forum. And finally, you're going to complete your other rights post, as we've talked about already. On Canvas, there is my personal contact information. I'm not going to put it on YouTube, nor am I going to put it on the Obsidian site since it's all public facing. But on Canvas, please feel free to log in, give me a call me on, write me a message on Canvas, get a hold of me anytime. I'm not always the best at responding right away, but if you send me a message, I will get back to you as soon as I can. Everybody, I look forward to working with you this semester, and I hope it's a fun one for everybody. I can't wait to read about your introduction posts and see what other topics you're interested in learning about. Have a great day.